Well, everybody, we've hit 100. Along the way, we've laughed, we've ranted, we've even evolved and learned a lot. In this one, we pause to reflect on where we started, what's changed, and well, where construction and the trades and this podcast are headed. We've built something we're all pretty proud of, but we're not done. Send us your weird, your outcast, your curious minds. We are your community. Let's keep building something together on the Doorcast, episode 100. And we're live, episode 100. Where are we going? Where are we been? And how did we get here with the construction dorks? That's right. It's just the four of us. Raise a glass, boys. Whatever you have, whatever color it might be, whatever flavor it might be. This is 100. So here's to you guys, man.
Cheers.
Salud.
My favorite Italian sparkling water.
It's Italiano. It doesn't say fragile on it though.
Yeah.
We're at that time of year. Well, I guess Trent, you got to start it out, man. Episode 100. What are you drinking? And what does the dorks mean to you?
Well, it's a San Pellegrino. If you, for those that didn't see so it's the finest of Italian sparkling waters. And man, the dorks. I know this is the 100th episode, and it's taken a while to get here because it's been like a hobby project, right? The show's been around for a number of years, and there's kind of just this like longstanding core group of listeners. But I think for me, it's been a fun avenue to vent and dump and just kind of like ideas share. And over the past like 4 or 5 years, there's just been so much change, like not just in the industry, but in the world. And I know that it's kind of cliche to say that that's always been the case, but man, are things like just changing like crazy. And it's been kind of fun to just get together and dump some of that out, like, cause you just don't get those avenues all the time. So, but yeah, maybe we'll touch a little on that, in this next year. I think things move faster than our brains can at times.
I wouldn't disagree. I'm going to move up above in the circle on the screen that I'm seeing and go to Travis. Travis, what are you drinking, and what does the dorks mean to you?
Yeah, all right. I'm on the water wagon as well. Just got a little bit of Pearl City Village water here. As far as what the dorks have meant to me, I think that Trent really hit on a lot of it. And what I found interesting over the 5 years, I was just scrolling through the website trying to get to the earliest episode 5 years ago. It's been really kind of fun and interesting. You don't know how many people are really interested and engaged and listening, but we all have the opportunity to be out among our public, right? And to see and talk with people who are going through the same struggles, having the same tech pain points, having the same industry pain points. It's been really kind of it's been very rewarding from that point to. I think we all kind of did start this off as kind of a way to vent to each other. And then, like they say, not one of us isn't as dumb as all of us. So we kind of thought we were just complaining amongst ourselves, and then kind of hearing that, there's some broader issues or concerns across the industry. And this podcast, for what it is, I think has grown to serve that subset of the industry that kind of does what we do.
I think you're right. I think it's well said. Jonathan, I'm going to move it to you, sir.
I'm drinking a Negroni because it's close to Christmas and it's red. So red, that's Christmas, right? It kind of works that way. I think for me, this is like, one of the things we loved was the conversations at conferences where you just kind of sit down, you're at a table with people that are really the experts at what you do. And you're not going to get that chance sitting at home. Okay. And So when we didn't have that opportunity, when we started to pull together the dorks, I was like, this is wonderful. Not only am I going to get to talk to like all these experts about ideas, which is always nerve wracking. You're in a conversation with somebody, you don't know whether they want to talk ideas or whether they want to talk about what they're having for dinner right now. So like having a place where you can come and talk about the ideas that are sort of core to what we're doing in our industry, with people that actually understand what the hell we're talking about. Jeff, I don't know if you remember, but I was like, I don't want to have to explain all the acronyms because we only have an hour and like it will take that long to explain them all when we first started doing it. And to this day, like the people that do listen, you run into them at a conference and I picked up so many conversations halfway through where they just started talking at me and I had to figure out what in the world was going on. But then I got to have that great conversation too. You know what I mean? And if you're at the bar and you're at an event and there's somebody that's been listening, you can have that conversation too. It's just, again, not a lot of places where you can talk ideas with people that actually understand what's going on in our industry. So that's what it's been for me. It's been one of the best conversations, of my week or of my month, depending on how often we do it, So yeah. Jeff, that leaves you.
That leaves me. I am drinking an old fashioned in homage to the beginning of all of this. And to John's point, and it is a Riger's Kansas City whiskey, and a little shout out to a booth at the AGCIT Summit this summer that sent that home with me as a thank you for popping by the booth. So you know who you are. Thanks. And what does the dorks mean to me? This has been my place to go learn. As you guys know, like the content crew have been doing it forever. And a lot of what we do is speaking on stage and trying to articulate those things. And rarely do you have time to like sit down and be the dummy in the room and ask the questions amongst the real experts, meaning you three. And then the more that we bring in and the people that we talk to in a way that, makes me smarter. I mean, I would say, I learn a lot on the crew, but we're also there to like communicate a bit. And to John, to your point, like this is where we go to throw down. I mean, you go back to the origin of why all this started. It was really for that purpose, to solve that, to serve that, hallway conversation in a environment. And, think about how many people we've had on where it was just like, hey guys, I met this person and they're talking this stuff and it's wild. You guys mind if we just like throw them in a hot seat and ask a lot of questions? And I don't know 3 other people that I would trust with any random soul in that environment than you 3 on most days. I mean, sometimes we got to put
random souls.
Yeah. Sometimes we got to put the truth lasso around Trent over there and say, come on back to the good side, the light side, buddy. But no, all kidding aside, that's been the run for me, is always having somewhere too where you can kind of go and kick back too. I love having a drink with you guys and letting your hair down and just kind of talking. So for me, it's been an outlet and a reality check, right? Like sometimes I'm out there and I'm hearing all this stuff and I'm like, does anybody else think these guys are full of shit? And sometimes the answer is yes. So, and a place we can go say that. So, but John, you mentioned this, and I kind of want to get everybody's take on the origin of this thing and what's some of the sort of origin story memories. If you think all the way back to pre-episode 1, I mean, it's really funny. If you guys need to think about it for a minute, let me know. But I can tell you this, like, it's a distinct moment for me. I'm out pedaling my bike. It's COVID. We're all locked up. I'm riding my bike. I can even tell you the corner of the climb I was on while I was doing it. And we had been meeting on Zoom and having a drink, just the 4 of us, and kind of rapping. And then we were having this call, and I'm like, I'm going to be out of my bike. And I don't know who it was, so maybe one of you will know, because, maybe we should turn this into a podcast. And man, I swear it was that ride the dorks were born. That's my.
Man, your memory is better than mine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I think
I'm trying to
combining
think of who.
suffering with listening, it's just this way to combine memories.
It helps ingrain it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I think maybe even before that and starting to lead up to it, I think that there was, between the four of us, I think there was 3 individual conversations going on. I think Trent was talking to me, John was talking to Jeff was talking, I mean, and finally we were all like, we're all kind of talking about doing the same sort of thing. And it's like, why don't we just do this together?
That's how I remember it. Yeah.
I think I actually talked to Darren, and Darren's like, no, I think Jeff, and I think Darren was like, call Jeff, and then Jeff was like, yep, I have 2 people that, so, but I don't remember that so much as I remember when we started out and we were like, oh, we're going to invite everybody to be on with us too.
Yes,
just so you know,
that too.
like we're going to do this with a live audience, and we're going to have a guest,
that.
and we're going to like, we're going to do it kind of like the webinar style. And I thought that was like at COVID when everybody, and remember guys, it's like during COVID that this kind of launched. That was the piece that really helped bring everybody together, because we were going to miss the chances to talk about this, and we're all trying to deal with probably some of the strangest situations we've ever dealt with. Like, people were wondering how long it was that they could leave their pipe before they could touch it. I remember that as a question. They're like, how long do we need to leave our pipe before the COVID wears off of it? And they were like asking people that. And I was like, this is a freaky time to be stuck by yourself. So I thought that really helped launch it. It was just that It was a chance to get together that, I think you guys had kind of brought in, and Travis, you can kind of maybe expand. This had kind of grown out of stuff that was happening over at the CPC too. And in even the name, like you brought, I did not bring the name. I am not responsible for the name. But you guys brought the name with you too when you came over.
Yeah. The name kind of came up where, well, I mean, this would have been even pre-COVID, where we were kicking around this idea. And I think that we were all on, not all of us, but a lot of us were writing articles and blogs on Medium. We were putting content out there. We were having conversations. And I think, it was actually DJ Phipps that coined the term construction dork, I believe, right? It was.
I actually ran into him just recently too. Yeah, but he's who I give the name to for sure.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah, and we were having all these conversations, and Nathan and I had done a couple of ideation sessions, the kind of creative sessions that like Nathan Wood runs, or you've done them on a couple of startup type launches and stuff like that. And I thought it was a really cool idea. And we all kind of just decided, like, let's just get together and do one of these things. And CPC had an event down in Texas, and we just kind of, we worked it out with
Brant.
With Brant.
Yeah,
it was Brant at the time. To get a conference room, and there's about 25 of us in there, and we somehow sold it to a few people to get an expense report paid for the Dorkathon. That was probably one of the genesis.
Not the best title for an expense report.
No, it's JB Knowledge. JB Knowledge was in Texas for the road show.
Yeah.
And we decided we'd piggyback it because we had most of us there. And we did the Dorkathon, and we did it at Brant, like you said, in their little warehouse thing. And most of us were able to get it expensed because we were there anyway, right? We did it the day after. And you're right, it was like a design thinking type workshop. And the DJ came up with the name. Nathan used it for the first Dorkathon. That Dorkathon exists to this day, but for the sake of evolution and getting it paid for, it's called the AEC Integration Summit now.
Right.
And then we stole the name to be the Dorkathon. Or to be the Construction Dorks. So I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
You think back to what we were talking about, like at that first Dorkathon, and all of that stuff has sort of made its way into common knowledge now. Like when I sit down with somebody now, what we were arguing about back then is what those are all assumptions that they already have. Like it's all, of course we're using this. Of course we're using that. Of course we have that all digitized. I do think there was a lot of change between that happened, especially in people that were involved in that movement. Like, I feel like that movement became its own little bubble, right? Because every time we go outside that bubble, we get somewhat surprised by what's on the outside.
Well, I think we
Yeah.
still do, man. Trent, I'm wondering what your thought is there.
Yeah, I think I remember when we pitched the idea early on. I know Travis and I like really wanted to, like, goal number one was we wanted to build like a community. That was really what kind of started it on my end, and I know Travis was kind of behind it. We called it like the dork web. Like, we wanted this like network of people, kind of like-minded individuals that could kind of hang out and just like talk work, talk shop, talk whatever. And in the heart of COVID, it just seemed like that was needed. And I think part of the reason why it attracted, I think at the beginning, it really attracted people in Contech, kind of like the BIM world and the Contech world, because even at that time, like, those jobs were a bit isolated at companies, I think. And it was like, I don't think people had like a whole lot of like peers to bounce things around at their companies. And that, like, I think that world has changed a bit. I think you're seeing contractors become, more tech minded. And I think like more tech talent is filling, especially the larger organizations. But I know like early on, like in my life, when I kind of got tasked to like lead this BIM initiative at a mechanical contractor, like, there was nobody to like have those conversations with. In fact, it was like the running joke of and this was friendly joke. Like, I'm still really, really good friends with project management and everybody from that company, but like, it was always whatever BIM guy, like that was like the lunch jokes. And it was just kind of seen as that, like, that weird little thing in the corner that was like doing things that nobody really understood. And like, so like, yeah, it was about building a network, because I was kind of running at the forefront of a lot of things, and I know Travis was too, and got to meet John, and John was doing the same thing. Like, we were all kind of like out here on Mount Stupid, and like trying to do these really cool things, but really had no idea how to do any of it, to be honest with you. Like, we were just kind of forward thinking, and we understood our business very well. But like, when it came to like brass tacks of like how to build technology and like like deeper workflows utilizing technology, like, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. And there was nobody at the company that was gonna like help you get it done. So I don't know, to me, that was like goal number one. I thought it was like, how do we build this place where there has to be other people like us out there that are like digging and digging and digging and like, just beating their head against the wall, like trying to get traction.
I know that was a lot of it for me, because I think that a lot of us were in these roles that were either created without much of a job description, or a job description that didn't really match what you ended up doing. And we're all just kind of looking around and like, John, what am I doing? Like, am I doing the right thing? Jeff, you get to see the whole industry. Like, am I stupid? Am I thinking the right way? So to Trent's point, it was like, you kind of started to have to make your own network of peers, because it wasn't around you organically.
Yeah. I mean, it has been just that ability to bring a bunch of different people together. I guess, unfortunately, the community is us. I guess that shows how good we are. It's just four of us. We started this way. This is where we're at. This is what we do now.
Well, I think the landscape has changed a bit. And I think that there's certainly a lot of really powerful, like, minded people out there that are running with this stuff now. And so like, maybe this show had its part in helping get that. Cause like, I look back 6-7 years ago, like that was not the case. Like, it was
You're
hard
really
to
gonna
find.
Make me do that? I have teenagers here. You can't say that.
Oh, did I say 6? Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, you did it.
Oh, you're going to bring
Now I'm gonna have to play that clip for my kids.
We got to cut
You're
this out
gonna
of
you're gonna
post.
bring the tech grouch out already.
Oh,
on the,
here comes. Hey, listen, we could grouch in general on that one.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
get to the tech grouch, but I want to go around. I'm the one who's kind of leading us around here because I did some research beforehand. Favorite moments. Can you think of a favorite moment on the show? Doesn't whatever it might have been, whatever it might be.
I one of my favorite. It's multiple moments that have happened over and over, and it always kind of makes me chuckle about it. You mentioned the Dorkettes earlier, and this when I was really trying to get super nerdy into the podcast analytics world, which is very hard because it's very hard to track things. But we kind of discovered early on our best episodes were the ones where we didn't talk, or we would introduce people and then we would get out of the way. And I just it always makes me.
You
chuckle.
sound surprised.
Yeah, true.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Me neither.
so that one always kind of grabbed me.
Hey, we got to give them a shout, and I'm cheating because I knew I looked this up. Dorkettes were Sasha Reed, Giselle Howe, Kaylin Lingiza, Anne Flager, Andrea Breen, and
Liz?
Lillian
Yeah.
Mangalanes.
What about wait?
Yep.
Didn't we have one with
Oh, and
Yeah,
we had
we had-
Rebecca? You forgot.
Yeah.
We did
Rebecca, and we had
Man, you got to remember 99 episodes worth here,
That's
right off the top of your head.
99
Over
episodes
5
right off
years.
the top of my head. No,
Maybe a cocktail here and there.
Tanis
too.
was on with the there
Tanis
was a
was
group
on.
that was Tanis, the original group, and then
Tanis.
there was the other one.
Yeah,
Because I
I was
remember
trying to
having to
find
draw
that
them. It was like still trying to draw them back then.
do you remember those days, John? You used to have
Yes.
to draw people.
Yeah. Bring out my grumpy. I was trying to draw people, and I'm learning how to draw, and I'm not terribly efficient at this. So it's like a lot of hours, and then you'll
My
say,
favorite.
This looks bad.
That's some of my favorite memories is how stupid we were at how like easy we thought this was going to be.
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's the funny part for me is like, we're going to do this podcast thing. And like you come into it 100 mile an hour. And like, I think if you go back and you can look at like, Jeff, you brought it up. We would do the live Zoom and the chats at the beginning, like looking back and just like how, like the pandemonium that was at the beginning, like just scheduling guests. So like, certainly, like trying to fit 4 schedules right here, which were 4 busy schedules, and then trying to get guests, like line all that up. John had to do his doodly, which I think for a while there, the only reason people were actually coming on the show was so they could get a doodly for their,
That's awesome.
for their avatars on,
I think
social
people
media.
reaching out on LinkedIn to get
Yeah.
like random portraits.
Well, it was even before that, dude, because Twitter was still cool back then, and it was all.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at all of our Twitters, if they still exist, most of us put that there,
Yeah.
and it was Nicole Carter. I had to give her
Nicole
credit.
Carter.
Nicole
That was
Carter.
Nicole
Yep.
Carter as well.
Yeah. And Rebecca Sharp, right? That was the other,
Yeah,
I was trying to
Rebecca
think of. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And then I remember at one point we're at a conference and John, I won't reveal too much here, but I know we sit down with John. John's just like the doodley's like, guys, I don't want to do this anymore.
If we're gonna keep
You should
doing
make
this,
it
I
sound
have
it's
to
more
quit.
like I don't want to do this anymore. This is all bad at this point.
So I guess what I'm really trying to
I
say
haven't
is
seen football in a year.
for those of you out there that have gotten any enjoyment out of the 99 prior episodes of this show a little mercy because it's not like
It's not
for,
easy.
for as stupid and unorganized and dumb as this little hobby project was, it actually is a lot of work.
Well, how many incantations of how do we edit this? How do we post this?
Yep.
Who posts it? I mean,
Which
let's
platform
be honest.
are we going to be on?
Which platform
We go from having zero tech to too much tech to
Oh, yeah.
from no standards to all the standards, and Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, we're a perfect parallel for how construction techs work. Like, you want something, we'll give you everything.
We stepped on every landmine that we would tell people not to step on. Pretty much, it was like
exactly.
And learned 0 lessons while we were in the
Right,
process of it. We were just like, grip it and rip it. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And here we are with like way less tech than we used to. Like now it's like this very like I felt like as we went, we just started stripping things away from it. It was like
it's like what can we do sustainably that's not going to drive us insane?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest too. I mean, I want people to kind of know. You guys said how much work it is. Like, think about how many times in this process we've actually the 4 of us sat down together somewhere and been like, "Is it done? Has it run its course?"
Oh, it's died like 5 times for sure,
easily, and more recently than not.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I think we have to be honest about that. Like, it's because I think there's a lot of other people out there that are like, "Oh God," because for a minute there, it does feel like work at times. One of us is trying to organize all of us to meet up. John's trying to do the doodly. Travis, you were doing the edits for a while. Like, John, you were trying StreamYard, and then StreamYard was kicking you in the.
And then we went somewhere else, and then we went somewhere else, and then it was.
We should do an episode on all the shit we've tried.
That's right.
We actually should like.
Why not?
Oh.
That would be good.
Even our website
because it's
has
a 2-parter.
a lot of background tech sitting there.
Yeah.
What Zoom, StreamYard, Riverside.
There was something in between.
Podbean. There was a Podbean.
Podbean.
Yes.
I think we have one that's just a single episode that was out there too.
Yep.
We did a lot of Zoom. We liked Zoom.
I think Zoom was
that
was definitely the
easy.
beginning.
That was easiest for having random people come in. You could run it as a webinar, or you had the chat and everything like that.
Yeah.
But it was the hardest for video and audio because unfortunately it doesn't record through like this one does and not get like, so when we had a Zoom chop, John stuck with a Zoom chop, or you were whoever was doing it at the time, or
if people go back to some of the earlier episodes, we would do like a fun little game of like who would do like cool backgrounds for the episode. And I remember when we were moving away from Zoom, Travis was gonna die on the hill of not leaving Zoom because he wanted the I remember you like,
having the background.
I don't want to get rid of the backgrounds.
Yeah, and I mean that's something that probably a lot of people don't think about is, obviously you can see mine, like a lot of these platforms, especially because these ones are web based, and there's a lot of overhead that goes with running that. They just don't allow the custom backgrounds, and I'm sorry to say this as a tech guy, I'm too lazy to get OBS up and running and try to hijack my camera to do it myself. It's like you're saying, it's probably not worth the effort. But I was very adamant about that one.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Zoom was awesome though. It's just it because of that thing where, do you guys remember? I mean, for a good period of time we'd be in Zoom and the chat would be going by, right? And everybody would be off, and then every once in a while somebody would be chatting enough. We'd be like, "Hey, you want to come on screen?" And we'd pull them on screen.
Yep.
And we'd have a conversation with them. Like, that stuff was fun, man. Those were some of my, like, early on, especially cool moments.
We used to have fun with that. Yeah. I mean, it was what was the episode that we recorded the entire thing? Or no, we did the entire thing and it wasn't recorded. Who were the guests? Do you remember that conversation?
Jeff Elwell and the comfort system dude. Kevin
Allen.
Kevin Allen.
Yes. Sorry, Kevin. But yeah, dude, best episode ever that was not recorded. A good conversation, man. That was a great conversation.
We had so many of those.
I'm going to go pour another stiffer drink for that one. All right, boys.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you remember how like ashamed and embarrassed we were to sit there? It's just.
Oh no, I was just seriously?
No.
Yeah. You know what? Everybody has to do shit like that, and I only say that everyone out there because I did it. Just so you know.
Every podcast has one where they go.
Yep.
But you know what? This is how it went down. I remember, like, when when there's like still hope in someone's mind that it may not have gone all wrong.
Yeah.
Like we get towards the end of the conversation and John's like, "Hey Trent, is there anything on your screen that says recording?" Or like there's still hope in his mind that maybe, even though he knows, like, oh god, no, we didn't.
He can see the button that says record and not stop. But he's like, magically, please tell me one of you has this.
He's like,
What was that?
I'm kind of wondering if any of you might have if any of you would have maybe randomly hit record anywhere. Or
That's totally true. That was such a good episode. And we ran it back and they were ready for us. We had
everybody was so on guard. Everybody was
I was going to say
So,
that is one thing that I do kind of miss is having a guest, because we do, for all of our faults, we are really good as a group of, and for everybody that doesn't really realize this and hasn't been a guest, like it's completely unscripted. Like
never once have we
the guest
scripted anything.
could say something that's
I know, it
completely
seems
off the
surprising.
wall. Right.
Yeah,
Guest
people are
could
like,
say
yeah, no
something off the
shit.
wall.
We could tell.
Yeah. We listen to you sometimes.
Yeah. And I just loved it. I mean, we would try to focus on a topic, but we would almost at least 75% of the time go completely off the rails and talk about something that's just.
Well, that was one of my hills that I was going to die on at the beginning. I remember talking to Travis and John, probably all of you at some point, but we were like, when we talked about this show and just like my background in PsyOp and all that, like the whole like idea of something scripted, like I was like, we're not doing it. Like, we're just going to have there isn't going to be any, we're not going to edit anything in post. We're not going to nothing's going to get, it's just going to be like a completely like unadulterated like conversation. And,
well, that was one of the things too, where we were very adamant about not picking up sponsors because we wanted to be able to just say whatever we want.
Yeah, I didn't want to be told what to say. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
I
that
didn't want to
shows.
highlight two things out of that.
Except for Flaviar. We did try to pitch for that.
Flaviar.
Flaviar is fine,
We tried.
and we'll never say anything
Hey,
bad about that.
Flaviar, don't listen to those guys. We'll take sponsorship. We're just really picky. Flaviar. Remember we used to do that all the time.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
It was probably like 4 or 5 episodes, but all the time. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it was
two things though for everybody listening. All this has been funded by the four of us in an equal capacity from day one, whether it be the effort we put in, the money we put into all of this. There is no sponsor, no tilt, no nothing to this thing. Never has been. And we argue as to whether it ever will be, unless Flaviar comes in, then maybe we'll talk about it. Or Whoop. I just want to start at the Whoop one.
Oh yeah,
you guys
we can do the whoop. I'm all.
You guys are all getting really healthy on me. We might have to whoop it.
Yeah.
No, and secondly, we do love the guests, and all four of us are busy as can be right now. But if you want to get on and dork out, like, find us. The four of us are on LinkedIn everywhere. We're at shows. Just say you want to come on. It's real easy.
Yeah, we'll make a
And
for sure.
we legit want to talk to the people that we were just talking about, the person that's sitting in VDC and that listens to this as one of the podcasts while they're stuck in the VDC cubicle. Like, we legit want to talk to you versus a lot of. I love all our guests, but sometimes I'm like, we really need to talk to people that are actually doing the work too. And we have a lot that are doing the work, but we have a lot that are separated. Like, I'm completely separated from the work right now. So you're like my lifeline. I'm not going to learn about what's actually happening without you being there.
Right.
You know what
That's
I mean?
a good point.
That's
a good point. I mean, I wouldn't mind having conversations that are kind of like cueing me in on what's new. It's not my game anymore. So, yeah, it would be cool. And maybe you just tell me what I actually might be thinking deep down is that nothing's changed. And maybe it's just kind of the same it's always been, which is my guess anyways. But,
oh no, Trent, there's all new problems. Don't worry. Like, nothing's fixed. It's just all new problems. Like,
I mean, are they the same problems, it's just different flavors?
Stack of crap.
I actually feel like they have like more tools to get around stuff, but they're more is so much more is expected. Like, we got away with just being slightly more efficient on, You know, like we would come in, they'd be like, here's a mechanical room, just lay it out because it's easy. You can fix a mechanical room and make a lot of money really fast. And then it was, well, the corridors too. Well, where else can you make money? Can you do the entire building for us? What's the level of detail? I feel like right now, like I go to VDC departments and you all are drawing like every bolt. And the files are 3 gig and it takes 30 minutes to open them. And they're still like, hey, could you put threads on that bolt? Because we couldn't see the threads and they might clash with some, I don't even know. But like, I feel like the people that are working today at this have way more elevated tools, but so much more is expected of them that the tools still end up being stuff that they probably hacked together themselves.
Yeah, I think I always kind of joked when we were in that and we kind of started as you were peeling away more and more and more. I was always like, man, like foremen and like people on the job site like don't even know that they hate something they're doing until they don't have to do it anymore. Like it was kind of like I think that was like it was like, I haven't really had to like go in and count that anymore. And thank you. Like, I actually really freaking hated doing that. Like, it was like, yeah. So I think that kind of stuff compounded, and it's like, what else I hate doing is this. Like, it's like, yeah, I could probably easily do that in half the time. Oh, yeah. I mean,
yep.
That was generally how it started.
I think there's definitely, I think definitely, like you said, we don't make money on the show. And so if you're one of those people that is at a challenging point or wants to talk or found something just really cool that you think wins, please reach out. We'll definitely talk to you.
Cool stories. That would be like,
yeah.
I will sit here any evening and record a show on if someone's got cool shit to say. Like, yeah, let's do it.
And wasn't that the other thing too about this is like, if you look at the crew, like, there's things I've got to do over there, et cetera, et cetera. But here, this was like, we don't want, if you work for the company, we really don't want you in here plugging it. But if you work in the industry, we want you to talk about the tools you're using. We want you to be specific. I don't care what tools you're using. Again, because we're not sponsored. We're not here to piss anybody off. Talk about whatever crazy tool you're using out there. And that was one of the other freeing things was like, just you be you. I don't want to be here to be a vendor. We've had a few vendors on over time, like some of my favorites, by the way, were like the nerdy ones that were just like, I don't want to tell you what this thing does. I remember the guy from Argyle that was like just talking to you guys about like the Magic Leap goggles and all the things that went into it. We never really even talked too much about what it did. But I'm also looking through some of the people we had on real quick because, we covered Kevin Allen and Jeff Elwell.
Yep. Twice. Thank you, Kevin and Jeff.
Thank you. Jeff more than twice. He's been on quite a few times.
He's been on several times.
Well, I meant Kevin and Jeff had to do the same episode twice.
Yes, but because we've had both the Innovators of the Year from the different MEP, and we've had the Dotties on as well. So Bree Williams, Lillian was a winner of that. We've had Elwell, who was a winner. We had Jared Chrisman, Steve Hunt. We've had Aaron Crovance on. We had some GC folks. We had, remember, mostly trades over here. We had Rick Kahn and Alex Belkoffer on.
That's right. Alex was a lot of fun.
He's a good guy.
He's a good dude.
Dan Bully. We had Linda on from SmackNA.
Well, the Aaron Crovance does bring back another fun memory too. When we started doing all the hobbies of the dorks, like that was just a fun episode. And we talked about all the random and weird shit that we all do for.
Oh, remember when he was John Marsh? Yes. And he was
he's surprisingly
he was like the
John
stand-in.
Marsh. He is. Or I'm surprisingly Aaron Covance. I think that's probably how it is.
You never know which one it was. You never know which one it was. We did have the whole hobby series or the hobby episode. That was a fun one.
Did any of you find it at all weird interviewing all those people like over the episodes that so many of them had the exact same story? It's like, oh, I came from graphic design into do VDC, or I came from this into do VDC. Turned out I like tech, and you can almost tell them like, and then you started solving problems and this,
Right.
this. Like it was, I thought that was one of the weirdest things to like hear the personal stories from a whole host of people across different companies and go, we have surprisingly similar evolutionary, arcs here
Yeah,
on the construction
there's
tech
definitely
side.
a type,
You know what I
right?
mean?
There's
Yeah,
definitely a type. Like the people that are getting frustrated or tired of solving the same problem over and over, or doing repetitive tasks, are the ones that are going to go out and try to find a way to fix it or do it better.
Or I think we had a lot of that were they were like given a new mission, and they just wanted to go kick ass. Like I think there was just people that wanted to do that, and it was like, I don't know, is there anybody out there that can just help me like kick butt at what I'm doing here? Like because there just wasn't a lot of like tribal knowledge, or I mean, you had to find it. You certainly weren't going to find it at your company. Like
Right.
you were the one that had to bring the knowledge there. So, and I gotta think that still exists a little bit. So
I don't know.
I mean,
man.
I've been
Like,
removed from it, but
do you guys remember when you were in tech doing like ExtraCAD? So I did ExtraCAD boards,
Yeah.
just to figure, and that was like, okay, no one has any answers, even the software provider. We're going to ExtraCAD. We'll all ask each other what to do. And then
Yeah.
we were actually, I mean, I remember sharing content up to that thing. Like, I just did an entire industrial job. You guys need parts? I got parts from so-and-so here, and I think that was like one of those things that I don't know where the community is now. And that's what I think is weird. Like, tell me where that same community is, and has it sort of disappeared, or does it just exist around products just like it used to? I mean,
I
there's a
feel
big
like
crowd
half
around
of-
Stratus.
yeah, I feel like I've probably hired half of the fabrication knowledge that's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like that's a, I mean, I haven't hired Darren Young but there's
But he's helped.
Dude,
His
you-
hands on. I guarantee
Yes.
it.
you talk about a platform that like, CADMAP that is still like the industry standard best in breed for drawing like mechanical piping and sheet metal fabrication, but like trying to find people that genuinely know the ins and outs of it, like good luck. I mean, and you're not going to find those people at Autodesk. I mean,
no.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, man. You've got to find people like Scott and Brad Hendricks, which so Scott runs VBS, and Brad is working with Southland now. Darren Young.
But I think it's the network. We didn't set out. We set out to try to create like this specific community, and I don't think we created a specific community as much as we created a web of connections. I do think that is something. How many times do one of you get tapped on the shoulder to answer a question you're not necessarily sure how to answer it, but you're like, I know a person. Hang on, and let me connect you to that person. Right? You're like, this is what I do, and it's not to answer one particular question. It's to, about one particular software or whatever. It's just like, hey, this is a person who's been there through. I mean, I think that was sort of like career path wise. Like, we've impacted career paths, and we've started opening up ourselves and talking about, the free TO to Trent's, I would say, personal mission there to get that out there. And by the way, I did some research, like John, I think you said, in looking at it, like Jen's episode on both our platforms did extraordinarily well. And that goes to show that story of telling people's, career paths and connecting is big. Cause how many of those like rando, like, I mean, come on, I'm an IT guy by trade. We know that. Like, Travis, you're a coder,
right?
From outside the industry. I mean, and then
learn to code.
They put you in a unicorn outfit and an S on your chest.
That's right. Well, I think we use the term a lot through the years, the human API. I think that what we kind of have become is like, I don't have the answer for you, but I know somebody. and
Yep.
we're going to connect up.
Yeah.
And that's been part of the magic of the show too, right? Is we got connected, like for me, like, and I know you work with him still, and I got to work with him for a while. Having Andy Robbins on, we just talked about CADMEP. We had one of the creators on to talk to about CADMEP. There's I mean, no one.
And I have the privilege of working with Andy.
Yeah,
we
work with him regularly.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my advice to people out. Like, if you know who some of these people are, I don't know, hire them. Like that's kind of been the strategy I've always gone at. Like,
well, at least one of the things I will say, when I got into this industry, I was surprised by how generally great the people are. Like, if you know some of these guys, or if you want to reach out, you want to meet some of these people, like I've yet to find somebody that's not approachable and personable and will give you the time or help out with an answer. I think that's one of the things, Jeff, to your point, I think that we've done a pretty good job of is showing that we're all just people, right? And we're all trying to solve similar problems.
That's the beauty of it, is like, I guess, like, when we're talking about something that like nobody has really solved it all, so nobody's hoarding the answer. Like, everybody's trying to find the answer.
Right.
So,
well, I think you said it before, Trent, like before the episode, like, I don't know that we've gotten any better with all the technology. I think you meant that much beyond, so you guys understand.
It's kind of
much beyond construction. This was meant much more blanket, but I don't know that we're that much better.
I don't know. There's an argument there for sure. Yeah. I could probably do a very like long form chat on some of that, but I think certain things have gotten better, but
yeah,
I don't know if like the human life and work experience has improved at all. I think that's been a struggle for sure. There's certain tasks that have gotten solved.
Sure.
I mean,
but unfortunately, I think we've replaced it with things that burn people out even more.
Yeah, right.
I think so. It's weird, but I hear a lot, like just in the software world too, about, and it's kind of funny how problems evolve, but there is a methodology there where like life is a series of problems, right? And like, you're always going to have problems, but you're just improving the problems you have. So I can take that back to like a very basic mindset of, if you're homeless, that's a big problem, right? You solve that problem, you might get a home, but now your problem is, I don't have enough money to have a home and eat. I don't know. Like, you still have a big problem, but it's not as bad as the problem you had before. So I think we're always solving problems, but we're just running into new ones. And early on it was like, I don't have a way to solve this. And then like some workflows, some software came about, and it was like, okay, now I don't have a way to do it efficiently. And maybe the software changed. It's like, okay, so I solved that problem. Like, so all of that iteration's happening. And now, to be honest with you, like a lot of what I see is like, it's like, I have authentication problems. I can't log into this. I've got 20 things to log into. This thing locks out. This one, like we're hitting things like that now. And I just think that's what I think people are just getting fatigued at, like the sheer involvement of like just being able to like get into the things to do their jobs anymore. It's very
I would say too. I mean, I'll be interested in John and Travis's take on this as well. But there's a lot of, oh, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, and there's never like, but really, should we? Like, is that a big enough problem that we should introduce all those other problems? Right? Like, there's never like take a step back for a moment and be like, okay, like you said, so I have to click here and remember a password to get in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So we SSO it, but now I have to scan my eyeball and try to do this, and then I got to get my thingy, and an hour later I'm not even in it yet. Or
Yeah. So maybe it's a better problem than the one you had before, but I don't know. Maybe not. Like we should be improving the problems we have, and yeah, I think there is. You brought up a good point, like the SSO or scanning this or pass keys, pass codes, all like, and it seems like that game changes constantly, and
and maybe SSO is a bad one, but I'm going to you two. Like John, you're going.
Oh no, but I think listen. If I'm installing pipe, security on my server is not my game, it's your game. So you're trading me efficiency installing pipe for playing your game on the password. And right now what's happened is the game that I'm playing for you or for marketing or for sales or for whoever else, their game costs me too much. I would rather go back. I've heard people say they'd rather go back to drawing stuff up by hands. And I'm like, why? And it's like, I love the tool when I'm in it, but I have to go through 900 steps, and then the salesman shows up, and then like you're trading too much of your baggage when you give me a solution to my problem. Like, give me a solution to my problem, and then if you have a problem with security, make your solution not so impactful to me that I want to go strangle myself, And I think that's what happened is we started handing off the problem. Like even if you're checking out at McDonald's, oh, checkouts are slow. Let's hand off the problem to you. Now you can check yourself out. Come on, man. I don't want McDonald's that much. I do not want McDonald's enough to work for McDonald's. Okay. And I do not want a fab management enough to work for the company that sold me the fab management. You got to solve my problem without me solving yours. Don't you agree? Like that it's a reciprocal
That's
thing?
why that's why at Stratus too, I've been pretty bold about hiring talent on like the customer support and service side. And one of the mottos that I've used is it's not software as a service, but we're software and a service. Like, because I really wanted to believe that like that was going to be the difference maker in what we offered, because there really is, like you said, John, like, I mean, we're dealing with a workforce that like some of them aren't that far removed from the idea that when they went to get their gas, like somebody pumped the gas for them. And like all of this stuff is like society is constantly peeling away things like that. And that's kind of that's kind of an out there one, because that's been mainly away for a while. But you're right. Like, like the McDonald's, the kiosk, and like
New Jersey and Oregon?
Now go to New Jersey, they pump your gas for you. They still do.
So I got to order my own food. I got to like.
I don't know. You're going to have an AI waitress next week, and
it's going to happen.
Know how to change your order.
Well,
it's not programmed
again. And Travis, I want to give you a moment. So Travis, you hadn't jumped in a little bit. You were trying to jump in.
Oh, I was just the only thing that I was thinking about is the cybersecurity thing, and it's just the unfortunate reality of doing what we've done. We had Nick Espinosa recently at a SmackDown event just talking about cybersecurity and ransomware, and by designing all these tools that do help make a lot of our processes more efficient. Part of the downside is we have to have that additional security, because if they get taken away from us, then we're really screwed, right? I mean, the couple examples he gives, like the one contractor didn't realize if he didn't have access to his files, he was just burning $200,000 a day, and he didn't know that until that moment hit.
Yeah. I mean, and that's an interesting one. I guess the SSO and security one's a bad one for us to really focus on, because there is some reality to it. But to Trent's point, like I started with one tech and now I'm at 40, and I got to jump through 40 techs to get to where I want. No, by the way, like it's not naturally folding. I'm having to close and relaunch or find and remember that I'm doing a daily report. So I'm in here, a QA QC. So I'm in here, I'm doing this. So I'm over here. Like,
I think a lot of us early on, obviously we all did that. I think early on there were so many point solutions, and when Trent was mentioning that, a line from Jurassic Park came up, is like we all realize we can, but we never think if we should.
Should.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think that
we went after.
Sorry, finish your point.
Yeah. we all went after to try to solve these problems, and then we did end up kind of creating. We talk about silos. We talk about all these hurdles. We talk about 42 apps that I have to do my job. Um, I you know, good, bad, or indifferent. There's been some M&A and some compression in the market that has removed some of that or combined some apps. But I think that, and I think that you see it in the evolution of the people that do our position. We still have a lot of people that are new to it, but you have a lot of people that are getting to that CTO or executive level that are starting to back off a little bit and starting to think a little bit more strategic instead of just whack-a-mole of problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I think they got people now who are really taking a step back. We were talking about this before, and I was talking about a recent trip and having to access menus on your phone, which was great at one point during COVID because we couldn't touch them. But now I think about it as like the technology is supposed to support us in the areas to support us so that we can be human. And I think we've a little bit I'm going to lean into the Trent portion here and say I really think we've forgotten about the point that we need to be human. Yeah. We've talked so much about, well, I need to cover my ass when I'm doing an RFI or a change order, or when I'm going to do this or that, or isn't the tech supposed to remove a lot of the moving parts and pieces so we can do this? We can have a conversation. We can sit at dinner and nobody pull out a phone. And unfortunately, like, we've put the menu on the phone, so now we've encouraged us. And this, by the way, when I'm talking to you and I have this is a barrier.
Yes.
It's a physical barrier. And I think we've lost that in this like race for technology. I do.
Yeah. It's kind of funny when it's like, I want to get out of work for the day so I can get away from my phone and my computer. And I wonder if people aren't like thriving for the idea of I want to go to work so I can get away from my phone and my computer. Like, there just doesn't seem to be an escape from it. That's
no. I mean, it's great that I use it to call a car, and that car knows exactly what street corner I'm standing on, and knows exactly where I'm going, and can trace me and can send updates. There's a number of wonderful things about it, but also it's kind of a distraction. It really is. It's funny for a tech show that's so deep in tech to say like, hey, maybe we've gone too far.
I don't know. I think we just have to make sure we're solving the right problems, and I think we just need to make sure that we're not creating worse problems with the method we've chosen to solve it. I mean, so one, it's like identifying the right problems to solve. You're gonna get like, people are always gonna tell you what's wrong.
Right.
I think in that role, you've got to be a good listener and like a really good analyst as to like what are the right ones to target, and then probably a little bit of foresight as to like this solution. One, will it solve the right problem, and if so, what problems do I foresee coming next, and have I improved the problem set with this solution? Like we should be having problems that are more minor than the ones we had before, at least. So, because none of it's going to be perfect. You're not going to bring a tech in that's going to solve everything. Like, I firmly believe in Stratus, and I know we've built something really awesome, and it's a great product. But like even said, like even the best products, like it isn't fixing everything, but like you just want to make sure that the residual problems should be more like menial than the ones you set out to solve.
The ones you create shouldn't be bigger than the ones you solved.
Yeah.
And that doesn't go to say that at any given point, like the massive moves we've made in the technology space and construction are wrong or false or, not good. Mm-hmm. They are really, really good. I just think in so many cases it's taken a forefront, and I have a feeling that has to do with the boom that we are in right now that have people confused. And I'm really worried about the boom that we're in right now, because I remember back to the SaaS boom, And that didn't create nearly as much chaos as this one is creating. It created some chaos. I remember sitting and having arguments with lots of people about, what wouldn't be moved into the cloud and where those workloads would go and how they would go. And, a guy saying that, a thin client, computer and laptop were the only thing you were ever going to need. And you would take it wherever you go. And, that was 20 years ago, right? We're not there. Y'all carry some laptops with some power and some desktops with some superpower. And like, we never got there, right? Like, unfortunately, I think the current one that we're in is a little more dangerous in that respect, to be honest.
I just think there's more. I think there's more money being put towards it, and there's more competition. And at the end, like, that doesn't have to be seen as a bad thing. There are viable software and hardware solutions out there that are doing really good things. It's just in a boom, there's more copycat noise around them. So it's, I think it's on tech leaders to make sure that
I just don't think go ahead, Travis. Sorry.
I was just going to say, we have the type of economy now that is always looking for those unicorn and those black swan moments. So anytime there's something that looks like it could be, you just see all the rush of money there. And to Trent's point, it usually it can result in something good, but there's also like a lot of noise around it as people try to copy it.
Yeah, you got to find the diamond in there. Like it requires research and force. I mean, there are great solutions out there. You can pick ones that aren't great.
Right.
Well, you can pick great ones and apply them poorly too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's very true. Yeah.
I was going to say,
but a good software should help you make sure you're applying it properly.
If it's a service as a software, but
Yeah.
I
think that's the tough part though, is there's like I always tell people, don't try to make software deal with your discipline problems internally. Because I heard it off of Kyle at Brandt. So I'll give that one. I don't know where he heard it. But like that's what oftentimes people are trying to do with their software. You're trying to make somebody deal with a discipline issue, deal with a culture issue. Screw that, man. Like, you have a culture problem, not a software problem. Go fix your culture.
I love Kyle, by the way. I love Kyle. Can we stop? And my favorite Kyle line was, No. If you give them the drawer, they're going to put shit in it. That was one of the favorite things.
Give them the drawer, they're going to put shit. That's true. That's a
good one.
Because we're like, does the software need to do this? I remember like literally talking to him about it. And he's like, nah, if you give them that drawer, they're just going to put shit in it. It's like,
be
Travis,
efficient.
Remind me, Travis, you were not IT at any point, were you?
No, I've always done software development.
John, you were CTO, but never really in charge of IT, or were you?
I was in charge of IT at Lens Company for a decade.
Okay. Yeah.
But just for a branch office, not for the whole industry. And then I was CTO and head of IT at Spader.
Just to get us out of construction and into the IT world for a second, I've had somebody put HR be like, can you filter certain types of websites? And I'm like, oh, well, certainly I can, but if they're using them at work, I don't know that I'm solving the problem that you actually have.
Yes.
That's
exactly it. Yeah.
Exactly. Don't make me solve.
Care to share with the group the exact website and instance you're talking?
No, I don't. I'm still under NDA for a lot of those. As a hired gun for IT, I've seen a lot of things and done a lot of things that I'm going, really? So yeah, I'm with you. I think sometimes we look to tech to solve the problems to solve the things it won't solve. Like you said, a discipline problem.
Yeah.
You know, how many times has somebody said, hey, let's get a, telematics, right? Because I want to know who's going to the wrong place or, running their car and I'm like, it's not the point of a telematics, right? The point of a telematics is, hey, you've got 27 deliveries to do today. What order should you load them in the truck? And by the way, before you load them in the truck in that order, what's the most efficient path for gas savings and time of day to deliver those products, then organize them in that order in the truck and then send the driver off in a great way. That's the ways of telematics. Or, hey, I want to know who stops at the 7-Eleven around the corner and keeps their clock running.
Right.
Yeah, Jeff, but hiring is so much harder than you just blocking it's like
Right.
All right, I got to take us to our last one because this is one of the longer episodes we've done in a while, guys. Future goals, and when I say that future goals, it is not for yourselves as your careers, etc. Well, as much as I care about all of that, what's the future goals for this year to put out there for the construction dorks and this show, but this community that we likely have created? I don't know. We sit over here and we hope we see you out there to tell us about it. But what's your goals for this Construction Dorks community and show for the year ahead?
Who do you want to start?
Come on, moderator. Who do you want?
I want to know.
Start.
First of all, I was introducing the awkward pause. It's by the way, awkward pause is a good thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Jonathan.
I was going to say, back when we started, we had Walker and James on, and we had an episode called The Next Generation of Context. And I think if there's one thing that we could do this next year, and one thing that I'm trying to do personally, is figure out who in the world they are, because somehow I used to know all of them, and now I don't know as many of them as I'd like to. So I think for me, like really every show and everything else, I'm looking for people that, and please come up to me, that are in the midst and in the middle of trying to scale in this rainstorm of technology. You know what I mean? Like I had to deal with a Trimble. You have a Trimble, Trimble scanner, Trimble layout, Trimble, like there's so much more equipment. There's so much more tech. There's like, we did not have to deal with all that crap. We didn't have the solution, but we didn't have to deal with all the storm. So I want to meet the people that are in the middle of the storm, and I want to start connecting to the people that are actually trying to bring businesses up from their bootstraps again. I love talking to all the other people too, but like the people that are just starting out. I just got, 2 departments running on this. I just got 4 departments running on that. I'm trying something new. That's what I really hope. I hope we find. I'd like to do another next generation one. I mean, James and Walker, I've kept up with both of them. Both of them are doing amazing things, man. Both of them doing amazing things.
I really like that because we're nothing without that future group. And John, you said this in the pre-call before we hit record, but if you roll back and look, every one of us, sorry, Trent's got his beard gone or anything, but every one of us had no gray, and now these beards are gray. Looking kind of older, guys. So
Speak for yourself, man. I don't know.
Well, we don't all do hard 75, Trent.
I'm just kidding.
We're messing with you. No, but I think that's a real key piece, John. Like something that gets lost in this. I call it the micro celebrity bubble, right? We've all been doing this for so long. We've been on the stages. I've got the other show and this show, and you guys have all been on other shows and places. We're all approachable, and we all actually, I think I can speak for all 4 of us when I say we really do care about that next generation. We all know that somebody reached out a hand to me, and I'm guaranteeing the 3 of you could say somebody reached out a hand to you and pulled you up. Like, we're here to reach out that hand and pull you up. So if you're one of those people and you see us at a show, you see us on LinkedIn and you want to talk to us, connect with us. Because, by the way, at the end of this day, nobody's going to care where I worked or what I did. They're going to care about the way we impacted their lives. And that, to me, so I agree with you, John. Make sure that anybody out there doing that does that with us. Trent, I'm wondering, future goals. What you looking forward to?
I think just keeping this thing alive, man. I know we joked earlier. We kind of had a good laugh about the bloopers and blunders and all the dumb crap we've done over the years with this show. And, like the full head of steam for a year or two. And like, we got to do this and do this and do this. And then, the awkward dinner with John saying, I don't want to do this anymore. And we've got but, it's I still get people that reach out every now and then and do want to hear it. It's not. I don't know if it's as many people as it was there maybe within like years 2 or 3 of it, but and maybe that's just the case of you build a brand and at some point you're going to be the forgotten brand, and that's normal. We're gonna, like John said, we're gonna find the new people that are going to take this thing and move on. But I think for now, um, we got to keep it going. And it is hard. I really, really think don't appreciate like the amount of time it takes to do just some of this stuff. In a busy world where we're all working and running businesses, running lives, and doing a lot of other stuff. But here we are because we believe in it. We've had fun over the years. It's fun to talk about those first 99 and go back and look at all of the silly crap we've done. And, doing a hour and a half interview that you didn't record and
wearing tinfoil helmets.
We did that one episode. We did.
Yeah.
The competition of the backgrounds. I think for a long time I was on a Mario kick. I'm a plumber by trade, so I was on a big Mario kick for a while.
Yes, you are.
But we had a lot of fun. So if anyone out there, reach out and give us ideas. Come on the show. I think we want to keep this thing going. So that's my big goal.
I like it. I think we all want to keep it going. I think it's an important part of it. But we need your help to do it, right? The 4 of us aren't going to do it alone, and that's what this thing's always been about. So I'm excited. Travis, what are you thinking, man?
Piggyback a little bit off of Jonathan, and I would be remiss if I did not pump up the MEP Innovation Conference coming up. But one of the key themes that went into the planning of that this year is we have noticed the people that have been doing it like we have for a while are going up in the echelon inside of their companies. Mm-hmm. And a lot of our content is geared more towards those folks. But we do still have a lot of people that are just starting off or as we trying to grow that particular conference, trying to get more people in there that are getting to get them more exposure. So we're bringing back some of those kind of those 101 level types of conversations. So I'd like to see that built out more. To John's point, I'd like to know the people that are kind of in the nitty gritty. And one of the topics that came up when I was in our SmackNet convention is I was pumping up the idea of having a CTO and the free TO program and everything like that. And I started getting a lot of conversations because, and this isn't unique to SmackNet, but most of the members are actually small to medium sized contractors. And I want to make sure that those folks know that they're capable of doing things as well. And most of them are actually probably doing more innovative things than some of the big people because they're cash strapped. They're up against the wall. They're just trying to figure it out. So hopefully in the coming year, we can kind of build out that free TO program, not just for the $1 billion contractors, but how about the $12 million contractor? What can they do?
Oh man, I would echo that over and over. I think the free TO series in all the feedback, and I'm going to challenge us. So I'm going to segue this into mine is that I think what we have to do is a little bit provide some concrete things to the free TO series. Cause I think that free TO series can feed 50 million, 18 million up to $1 billion. If we could give them some stepping stones, we can give them some ideas on how to grow because it's important that they bring them in and grow them. By the way, that's our number one problem, right? We got to show the world that this is the place, right? That construction is a place for you to come. You can start here with a trade. You can be an apprentice and work your way up and learn how to do all the things. I mean, Trent, to this day, you always say, I could go back to being a plumber and doing what I do, right? Because you can fall back on a trade. You can always fall back on that trade. But then look at you now and what you do now. And that's the same. John, you've gone through your iterations, Travis, you and me, different paths, but same iterations of like, we're doing different things now. And this industry can provide that. Yep. Right. And so we unfortunately, I feels like when we started this, we were like in the throes of it, and now we're up there saying like you can do it too. So, so, for me, I do want to keep it going. This is one of the places I figure out that I'm not as insane as I think I am.
Yeah.
I'm insane. I know that. Like, I'm a little weird, and we all are. We're not many people love to call themselves construction dorks and like really embrace it, but I'm not as strange as I think I am. And I know that when I sit down with you guys and I sit down with our guests and I hear their stories and we hear the similarities and all of that over time. So for me, it's always been about, can we do that for more people, for the next generation? Can listen, if you're listening to this and you've listened to us for a while or you just enjoy it, like, hand it off to somebody in the shop and let them listen to it. And, just share it, because we appreciate that ultimately, but also it could help them in their careers, right? It could give them an opportunity to come, and we are their voice. You don't have to, you can just come and tell us your story. We want to hear your story. We want to talk to you.
Right.
So come and talk to us.
Yeah. There's a chip on the shoulder too, man, with, the organizations that always talk about how terrible construction is and inefficient it is. And we all know the productivity curve that we've had to stare at and puke at over the years. That shit always pissed me off. And that's why I wanted to build a community of people that because it's easy to sit there and dog an entire industry, but it's like, we're the ones that are out here actually freaking doing something about it. So shove off, I don't know.
I'm with you. This is the one place we can say, hey, McKinsey, take your curve and shove
F
it.
you. Seriously. No, seriously, F you. I don't.
No, seriously.
You're not solving any problems. Like, the people out here, like, we're actually going to fix this thing. So,
and not right each time. Damn well. And by the way, like, we've been having some fun, and I think I said it even, like, oh, has this made it worse or better? I think I should take a step back from that and say, like, the new AI bubble has created a new area of real consternation and some things we got to focus on. But if you look back at 10 years ago when I joined this industry, and then 5 years ago when this show started, we are significantly further than we were before in our ability to help the people to do things that they need to do.
But it doesn't mean you shouldn't ask the questions.
Right. Exactly. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't keep questioning. Yeah. So I'm going to give you guys final thoughts. But while you're thinking your final thoughts, I just came up with something. I wrote it down. It might be the super dorkest thing I ever say here, but I'm going to say it right now, and you guys can think about your final thoughts. My final thought is, send us your weird, send us your outcasts, send us your people with strange ideas. We are your community. Come and join us. Right? We're here to have you be heard. We're here to listen. So I don't know where that came from, but I just thought that'd be fun. Send them to us, guys. And people, women, men, everybody out there doing the work in the field. We're open shop for everybody. Travis?
Let your dork flag fly. Connect with us. Connect with people that you know are doing cool stuff. Share your stories. I'm all about it.
Trent, I'm going to go to you, man.
Yeah, just keep doing cool shit. We want to hear it. And make McKinsey lame again. So.
Make McKinsey lame again. I love it. Jonathan Marsh, talk to me.
Hey, like you said, for everyone out there, like, we were a group of people, and you can hear like all of the little connections that happened before the show started. If you've have a bunch of people and they're all trying to support tech in the industry, and they decide they want to talk and do their own podcast, we'll even support you doing a separate podcast.
Yeah.
There's a Sparky soapbox that looks an awful lot like Construction Dorks. And that
John will do the doodlies for you every episode.
I will legit. You start your own podcast, I will do some sort of opening doodly, not every podcast, because then I'll just end up crying at the table to Trent again.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't want to do this anymore, man. This is forever. I haven't watched football. But seriously, we the Construction Dorks wasn't us four. It was a whole host of people within our industry trying to change the way it is. So if you're trying to do it and you're like, oh, well, you know, it's silly to do a podcast, do a podcast then. If you want to do a video podcast, do a video podcast. If you want to do AR podcasts, we've had nerds do AR podcasts with us. So like try something out.
I got to draw the line there. I don't know. I'm not doing an AR podcast.
Oh, come on. It was awesome. Spatial AI. We had the CPC there. Everybody's giving their virtual reality hugs. It was crazy.
Everybody but you and I, Trent, we were both like, it's too weird for us.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys just.
Oh, sorry. My internet's bad. I got to.
But definitely geek out, man. And definitely go after it if you think you can.
For sure.
Well, listen, I said mine. Thanks, guys. I can't believe I get to say this, but, you know, this has been episode 100. And I'm going to call it, we got 99 problems, and Contech is number 1. Which equals 100.
I like it. It's perfect.
Did you AI that title?
I am intelligence.